If you feel shit all of the fucking time, guys, that is not normal. That is not normal. I'm not saying this to rub it in your face. You need to put everything else in your life on hold and put all of your energy and time and focus and money into fixing that problem. There's too many people in such a terrible position mentally and physically, and they're just stuck in that cycle. That's not what life's about, guys. That is not what life's about. That's the opposite. It's the complete opposite. It's very easy to fall into these traps. You don't need to feel bad for being in this position, right? I speak to a lot of people in this position. I've come from that position. I was there for a number of years where everything is just a problem. Dealing with a lot of stuff mentally, dealing with things in the real world, situations, social situations, family, whatever. It just happens, it's life. But if you've been in that period for a long, period of time or a long chunk of time consistently, you have to do something about it. Think about what I'm saying. I'm not just saying like a generic fucking message. Do something if you feel shit. I'm trying to hit home on the basics here, guys, the fundamentals. Life is not meant for this way of living. Feeling shit, feeling stressed, feeling anxious, low on confidence. If that's you, do everything, absolutely everything in your power to get out of that position. Put everything else on fucking hold. Everything else on hold. If you truly want to change your situation, pause everything else. Even if it means pausing fucking hobbies and interests and stuff like that. Like anything that's taking money away from you right now. Or time. Alright, yes, you can argue it's good to have like an outlet, like a hobby, a sport, an interest, whatever. I'm not saying maybe in all situations you would get rid of that. But for a lot of people, like they're in a bad position, very bad position. They're really struggling, and they open up to me. I've seen it in DMs and talking to people. They're in a very bad position. And then they're like, they've got a holiday coming up, and it's like, it's a balance, right? Where it's like, I completely understand, you want a holiday, you want something to feel good, but is that helping the problem, or is that a short-term temporary fix? Because you should be investing money into making yourself bulletproof, legit. Like, that's what you have to do, guys. If you're in a bad position, everything else gets put on hold until you feel better. All of your time, energy, focus, thinking, conversations with people, who you're spending time with. You've got to be very selective with all of this stuff. You've got to knock social media on the fucking head. Knock TV on the head. Do not stop. Be fucking relentless. Try and absorb information. Try and figure out how to solve this problem. And you've heard me talk many, many times before. You start with the fundamentals of being human. Start with your routine. Start with nutrition, exercise. Have a structure. Have a morning routine. Have an evening routine. Structure within your day. Have a set of habits. Do an audit. Where am I spending time in the day? Why do I feel shit at the end of the day? Well, look at where you're spending your time. I spent 2 hours watching Netflix, and my screen time's 2 hours as well. And then I complain about the position I'm in. You can't have both, guys. You cannot have both. Do everything in your power to improve your position. You don't have to completely solve it, but you need forward momentum. That's exactly what you need. This applies as well to scaling up. Maybe you're not in a terrible position right now, but maybe you've got big dreams, big goals. I do. I've got very big plans for my life. Very, very big plans for my business and what I want to get out of life. This applies to me as well. Everything's been put on hold for me because what I'm trying to achieve, it's not going to, half-assed effort ain't going to cut it. It requires everything. It requires absolutely everything. All of your time, all of your focus, all of your energy, but it's completely fucking worth it. You cannot put a price on feeling good, physically and mentally. That's how you're meant to experience life. And then you get the most out of everything else. Those hobbies that you're now using currently as an outlet to vent maybe your frustration and just have a little bit of escapism away from feeling shit. You kind of do want that in, yeah, but also, would you not just rather than that be an outlet for when you feel shit, going and doing that? Would you rather just not have that as something that's something to really look forward to in general because you enjoy your normal life, your day-to-day life, and then that's an added bonus? That's the position you want to be in. You don't want that to be just escapism. because then you associate in your mind with like, right, when I'm feeling shit, I just go and do this, and then I'm going to feel better for a few hours. You want to feel good all of the time, and then you top up with hobbies and interests and who you spend time with. That's what you've got to do, guys. Stop at nothing. All of your time, all of your energy, all of your focus, all of your fucking money, put it into this. You've heard me say it time and time again. I sell fitness, guys, but I always say, I don't give a fuck if you go and hire another coach. I'm trying to make a difference in this world. I'm trying to actually help people. You probably follow a few coaches online, right? You probably consume content from a few different coaches. I don't give a fuck if you go and invest in the next guy. Just go and do it. Put your money to good use. You know, it's a tool. It's a tool to improve your life. It really is. Everyone's got money backwards. They hoard it. They save it. It's the complete wrong thing to do. It's the complete wrong thing to do. You use it as a tool. It's not something you play defensive with. It's something you use. You improve your life by using money, investing it into the right areas. People are so concerned with making more money. You know, investing into something that's going to make them more money. But you can't put a price on how you feel physically and mentally. So a lot of your money, especially in this early stage of your life, if you're around my age, what am I? Fucking forgot my age then, 26. I'm 26, right? I'm still in the early phases of life, boys. You know, money needs to go into you. You need to improve yourself. You are the asset. Everything comes back to you. Everything, you know, work performance, relationships, where you're going in life, your direction, everything, you know, what you're doing with your business. It all comes back to who you are as an individual. How are you ever going to perform at work when you operate like a fucking loser? You know, if you're snoozing alarms, you don't even get out of bed at the same time every day. You don't have a structure, you don't have a routine, you don't have any habits in place. Every day is just guesswork. What makes you think that type of person is then going to excel in any other area? It doesn't work like that. Everything can be drawn back. If you draw out like a mind map of your life and all the areas that you wanted to improve on, it can all be traced back to you and how you think and how you act, how you behave, what your personal standards are like. That's why this is so important. That's why you have to work on yourself. You're the root cause of everything. You need to be bulletproof to get the most out of any other area. You can do it, lads. You can fucking do it. You can do it. Like, if you're not at the point now where you can invest money, I would argue everyone can invest money. People have got money in savings. You know, fucking invest it, guys. Invest it. What are you saving it? What are you saving it for? When you feel like shit. Like, realistically, what are you saving it for? Even if that is you, right? If you're just not ready at the, you know, to invest yet, just consume content. Just consume content. Find YouTube channels, find people on Instagram, find people on TikTok that are putting out positive, motivational content. Get all of this information and only consume that when you're going on social media. That's the first step, right? Start to put information in, be selective with the information that you allow in, and put information in that's actually going to move you forward. You've got this in the bag, boys. I'm telling you, I've done it, and like, it's not a competition, but I probably came from a worse position than you. If you've heard me talk about my story before, then you'll know exactly what I'm on about. But you can do it, lads. You can do it. Keep grinding, keep getting after it. If you don't stop, you cannot fail. Remember that.